What the hell is wrong with you people? Am I the only one who's getting the impression that British society is kind of going downhill a bit? Not collapsing as such, but certainly taking a turn for the worse over the last couple of days, and it doesn't seem to be continuous. It's like sporadic, as if it's linked to bad news, bad air, bad weather, bad food, bad beer, price of chicken at Aldi, the BBC. I've not a clue, but interactions. Over the last couple of days we've come out, today we've come out, we've only been out about half an hour. Molly's been attacked twice by dogs. One of them, this bloody woman came with this bloody dog off its lead, had a go at Molly, she's screaming, this bloody ignorant woman just got hold of this dog, like by its collar and walked away. And I'm saying, you want to get that bloody dog on a lead? And she just looked at me like I was at fault, like it was my fault that her dog was going completely mental. I'll tell you what, I don't know whether it would make a difference, but do any out there remember when you had to have a dog licence? Why not bring that back? Bring back dog licences and make them bloody expensive. I know there are people who haven't got a lot of money who want a dog and who would love a dog. There must be ways round it. I know the wealthy people who own mad dogs who can afford to get a licence, but there must be some kind of legislation where you can keep bloody idiots from having dangerous dogs. We don't want to kind of just keep legislating for you can't have this dog, you can't have that dog, although I don't feel quite happy when there's one of these great XL bully things roaming about in front of me. But there must be something, there must be some way of legislating, of stopping. They never were. I used to go out with Molly and walk all over the shop. People's dogs would come up and they'd all interact in it all, but for not anymore. No, I have to be bloody monitoring every dog that's coming up to us because she's only tiny and she's 13. All it would take is one bite or one charge or one headbutt or one rollover and she's dead. There must be some way. Irresponsible bloody dog owners. It's like you get irresponsible bike owners, irresponsible horse owners, irresponsible car owners, irresponsible brain owners. There must be some kind of way around this nonsense. And it's not just dogs, people. We were always known, the British were always known for being over courteous, and we were a joke, and there are memes, aren't there, all over the internet about, you know, people, British people being polite. Sorry, excuse me, sorry, stay in the queue, sorry, excuse me, all that kind of thing. That's gone. Hold the door for somebody now and you get called a misogynist. But it has gone. Interaction. I went to the supermarket this morning and it was like people just pushing and charging and everybody is just full of angst and in a hurry. And it's not good. And people, you smile at somebody. I remember there used to be a thing when if you didn't acknowledge somebody as you walk past them in the countryside, or especially in the countryside, not so much on the street, but when the people are few and far between. But now, even now, you say hello to somebody, you get a dirty look. It's like a declaration of war. What is happening? But it's not every day, is it? That's why I say, is it down to the weather? Are they putting something in the water to keep us at each other's throats? They're keeping us, the government are keeping us at each other's throats so that we don't concentrate on the balls up that they're making of the economy. And I'm not just talking about the Tories here, I'm talking about Labour and anybody else who came into power, because they're all pitching in the same pot. The two cheeks of the same arse. How many more similes do you want me to come up with, for God's sake? But it is, isn't it? Things are changing. We've got troubles across the world, and it comes across, it's on the media, it's on the news, it's on the television, it's in your face all the time. And I genuinely think that it's getting into people's heads. It is really working on people. the government, gaslighting you all the time. This is the latest trick. But they are. It almost feels like we're going into some kind of dystopian society where the government are controlling us in insidious ways, where they're feeding information and they're feeding angst and they're feeding distrust and divide and division amongst the populace. Wow, what kind of a tangent am I going off on now? But it is, and you think, basically, if you've got the technology or the wherewithal to manipulate people and you're in power, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? And they have got that power. They've got the media. And the media, a lot of people will be cowed. And a lot of this misinformation and disinformation that's coming through from people like Sky News and BBC and people like that, people take it as read. They kind of take the news as read. Oh, it must be happening because the BBC said it was happening. And it's like as if they're kind of getting in there and dividing people. Is this happening in other places in the world? In the States? Very probably. But it's a worrying trend. I try to be as positive as possible. And I try to be nice with my fellow man. And I try to be positive about everything. But sometimes you just think, what's this all about? And the knock-on effect from that is, people end up with naughty dogs. People end up with naughty kids. People end up naughty. Society breaks down. Is that the road we're going on? Can I feel positive? Should I feel positive? There's a buzzard over there hovering. How beautiful is that? Oh, God, that's gorgeous. But am I overreacting? Because I don't. I'm one of them people that I kind of see the good in everybody and I kind of try to see the positive in every situation. So if it's getting to me, then it must be something. I think what we need, they talk about the Great Reset. I think the British public and public across the world should have their own Great Reset. We should reset society to be the beneficent society that it was and that it can be. Be good to your fellow man. If you feel vitriol and bile rising up inside you, press it down. Put a smile on your face. Don't take the news as real. It's their truth, not yours, not the truth. Look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. It's like we as a mass, the common man across the globe, is manipulated. I'm a conspiracy theorist, aren't I? It's manipulated by the wealthy and the powerful. And why should we be? Because we outnumber them. We are far more powerful than any government. Collectively, we are far more powerful than any occupying force. But we don't need to take it. We don't need a French Revolution. We don't need to be lopping people's heads off. That's unnecessary. You don't need to do that. We just need to look the naysayers and the government in the eye and say, don't believe you. We're not having it. We are the people. We are going to be nice. We are going to look after each other. And you can go to hell. Let's restore a genteel lifestyle. Let's restore good manners, courtesy, kindness, nice dogs, good manners on the road, forgiveness for other people's errors. An error what somebody has no control over, just a split second, can kind of end up in these mad road rage incidents. What's happening to society? Let's reset the world. Go out, be positive. Go out, make a point of trying not to get worked up and annoyed with people around you and yourself and your family. It's not difficult. It's not difficult being nice. I've always tried to be nice my whole life. I can't raise my voice. I can't get really angry. I can get annoyed and I can rant online like this, but I can't get annoyed and get into confrontation and conflict. And my mum calls it my curse. She said that throughout my life, this has meant that people have taken advantage of my good nature. That might be true, but there's nothing I can do about it. At least I'll go to hell knowing that, hell, at least I'll go to heaven knowing that I'd never knowingly did anyone any harm. That's a good place to be. Yeah. Let's do the Great Reset. Let's ignore the government. Let's ignore people like the woke police force who are policing speech and thought. You can't silently pray outside an abortion clinic. Whatever your views are on that, praying, you can't pray. Probably got enough trouble with the CCP clowns, the little pinks on St Pancras Station. Follow that. Brendan Kavanagh, Dr. K on YouTube. That's got that has excited the world. There are YouTubers all over the world who've picked up this baton and are running with it. It's hilarious. I think it's one of the most embarrassing things to happen to the Chinese government. But I do feel a little sorry for the people who are involved in it. Shouty Ma'am and Mrs. Lee, the communist spy. Because I think they're either going to be shunned or punished by the CCP. I feel better now. I feel much, much better. It's dark and grey here. It feels like it's going to rain soon, but I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. Because I'm breathing. And a lot of people aren't. Do you get what I mean? See you on the flip. Peace and love from me and Moll.